I'm blue, I've been deed, I've been died, I've been deed, I've been died, I've been deed, I've been died.
Hello, I have studied this last year's lies and criminology. In fact, at the moment, I work in a Yale being the director of it. I became a director thanks to my studies since high school when I realized that the country was full of corruption, and I proposed to help a little in this matter, and then I decided to study the career. Look for the best school in those moments, Clau. That after 8 semesters, I won a scholarship to study at University of Illinois at Chicago, where I was a year back to Mexico and occupied the position in the highest security prison of the Altiplano.
I'm blue, I've been deed, I've been died, 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 I've been deed.
I am governor of the state of Veracruz. When I was 14 years old, I thought that my vocation was to be a great doctor. So much was my love for medicine that I made my mom buy me a complete package of medicine encyclopedias. I was determined to be a great doctor, but when I reached 3 semester high school, entered the paramedic assistant workshop, and at the time, I realized that I am not good for the area of biologicals. At the time, I felt so discouraged. I thought that my world was going down, that if I loved so much it was not good. It could not be good for anything else. So much in what I had dreamed was coming down. And on a day like any other, something unfair happened to me. Witness how they kidnapped a 13-year-old girl who came from high school with her friends. They were very scared, and I was the same. At that moment, I ran out to help them and asked them why they had taken her, if she was going bad steps, but she told me not. And after that, I began to think that our leaders never do anything to end the insecurity that exists in our country, and I proposed to do something to change my country. There I decided to study political science. I have had 8 positions in the government, and I have many recognitions for the work I have done and for what I have done. When I was in this 2 days ago, I went to the bus and I was surprised by what people said me about me, and I was at that moment that I realized that I had made the right decisions.
I'm blue, I've been deed, I've been died, 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 I've been deed, I've been died.
When I was young, I actually never had imagined what I will become today. I'm a model, but I had always dreamed in being a teacher, because I like to help the people, and especially the little kids, to learn. But my life and my perspective of what I want to be when I grow up changed since I was 15 years old. One afternoon, while walking with my mother in the square, a gentleman came to me to tell me that he was being interested in me, in a professional way, obviously. He was the director of a well-known travel agency that walked through the city and left me a number to contact him. But I had to let my studies, and I had to dedicate me completely on my new future. I talked to my mother, and she encouraged me to accept. I was a very shy girl, but over the years, I have become a self-confident and a hardworking person. When I was 19, I was already a Victoria's Secret model, passing through the most famous catwalks from all over the world. I became the face of many companies and magazines. That was so amazing. Traveling, I met the person who I want to spend the rest of my days with. He is from Korea and is a director of marketing at his company. I'm happy with what I am and everything I have done. Now I have a family of my own, and I always strive for them, and I hope they feel proud of me.
I'm blue, I've been deed, I've been died, 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 I've been deed.
I'm a world-renowned doctor. I have worked in Sweden, Australia, South Korea, Spain, Germany, and Switzerland. When I was a child and my mother took me to the pediatrician, I was curious because I always cured of the diseases I had. I think I started with the idea of being a pediatrician, and later that idea was reinforced according to my growth and my interest in knowing more about that career. When I was in high school, I met two of my best friends. I told them about my goals and that I want to leave Mexico to continue my studies at the university. They completely support my idea and encourage me to follow it and strive to achieve it. When the university courses start, I traveled to Spain and there I studied at the Universidad Autónoma de Madrid, which at the end assured me a good job in Australia. Thanks to my work performance, my career was taken off for the recommendations to other hospitals in different parts of the world and accept one or another job offer. I never thought about changing my career or having a second option, since being a doctor always fascinated me a lot. I think that's why I managed to get where I am. I hadn't had the opportunity until now that we met. They visited me once a month where I was, so I didn't need to come.
I'm blue, I've been deed, I've been died, 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 I've been.
This patient born when I was a child. Around of 7 years old, I started to go to the cinema with my father and brother. We were every weekend in that place, watching any film because we enjoyed that. One of those times was a short film before the movie. This short film was Paperman. I fell in love with the story, the animation, the music, and the characters. Well, then I watched this short film. I thought, I never seen something like this before. It was incredible. I want to do things like this. I really want to do it. And I did it. I become a film director and I do a lot of films and short films. But it wasn't easy for me. It was a very long and strong way. First, a lot of people told me bad things about my decision and they thought I don't have a future. Then, it's a very expensive career and my parents doesn't have that money, so I needed found a job with a good pay. But that was so hard because I had just graduated from high school and the employee offers doesn't want that. But a very good man offered a job in his company that was an office of computers and electric systems. However, with that job and my parents, I can pay my career and I become a very recognized film director in Mexico and the world.
I'm blue, I've been deed, I've been died, 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 I've been deed, I've been died.
After finishing high school, I was able to study an administrative career in the UB. It was the best in my class, but even so, I got bored. I finished it, but I didn't dedicate myself to anything that had to do with it. In my free time from the university, I enrolled in small beauty courses. As I remember, my first course was a disaster. I tried to paint my hair, but I burned it. It got angry and it gave me a slap, but spoiling it is a learned. Do not. Later, I made myself many customers, but I decided to travel, but obviously I always charge my beauty things. That day there was a Rihanna concert in Mexico City and Rihanna put in her state of Instagram, I have no one to call me, and then I sent her a message, but I really do not expect her to answer me. And she told me I am in Mexico City, and I told her that I was in the stands. and she told me that some bodyguards would go for me that would not scare me. And the fact is that the con was very beautiful. Then she was the late and public in their networks that I was beautiful, grateful, and she recommended me like this with her friends. And thanks to her, I have worked with a lot of artists, including Selena Gomez, Katy Perry, Beyonce, Zac Efron, the Jonas Brothers, Shawn Mendes, I learned many others. And right now I have 30 branches worldwide with 20 in employees in each branch. I have a beautiful family with two lovely daughters, Natalie and Natasha, and my husband passed away when we were 7 years old. I have a silver-colored schnauzer puppy between gray and white shiny. Right now, to come here with you, I had to shelve several appointments that were for today, for tomorrow, and now I have my flight and at 10 o'clock. I leave for New York and I really like what has happened with my life and more for 2 daughters.
Is Gabriela Cabrera Vasquez. Well, now I am a Mexican photographer of National Geographic. I have accompanied biologists and geographers all over the world. I have learned from traditional custom ways of thinking through thousands of things. Our world is make and know to the viewer that each living being has a place and a mission in the world. It is not only to say I have taken many photos, but it is to have intelligence, passion, maturity, and impulse to be able to face everything that is present. Since never it was easy. Remember that I was going to photography course when I was in high school. I studied overseeing and through I was a busy administrator of something like that, but at a party I found some photographers who told me about some recitals. They saw my photography where it I haven't hobbies and they invited to be part of their team. And true, I love my job, and what I like most is not have work into office. I have also contributed with influencer magazine from all over the world, speaking five language, and I am happy married to the wonderful man. Yes, this is my life. I am very happy. Bye, friends. I love it.
I'm blue, I've been deed, I've been died, 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 I've been deed, I've been died. I'm blue, I've been deed, I've been died, 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 I've been deed, I've been died. It's standing outside. Blue are the ones that
Cabello morado, verde, azul.
O sea, ¿qué es esto? O sea, ¿qué es esto? ¿Pero de qué? O sea, ay, claro que sí. Ay, ay.
Voy a llegar.
Aparece tu mamá. Perdón.
Ay, me dolió.
A mejor abrázalo de otra forma. No. O sea,
Ay, Carla, ya aparece.
como campeón en el cine.
Sale corriendo con la espalda.